This is breaking news.
Why this man is the most hated talent competition judge of all time. And it's not Simon Cowell. Piers Morgan is widely known as one of the most well-known British journalists in recent memory. But it hasn't stopped him from being a controversial figure on every talent show, podcast, or news program that he's been featured on. His time judging on both America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent has remained a contentious topic for audiences, with some viewers appreciating his bluntness and abrasive attitude, while others found his negative approach to be unnecessarily cruel. Whether he was loved or hated by the audience, he never shied away from being honest, which often resulted in many contestants leaving the stage feeling humiliated rather than motivated. Morgan is a true villain in talent show history, and his lack of empathy and mistreatment of contestants has led him to be one of the most disliked personalities on reality television. It was clear that Morgan's focus as a judge was never to find America's Next Voice or million-dollar act on the Las Vegas Strip, but rather to boost his own career. In addition, he never hesitated to verbally abuse contestants and embarrass them on a national scale for entertainment value. It almost became obvious when Morgan was trying to stir the pot or be a contrarian, with his continuous criticism of Booby Storm being a perfect example. Despite reaching the finals of Britain's Got Talent Season 10, Morgan thought the group of dancing stormtroopers were mediocre, famously calling them a talentless waste of space. This led Morgan to receive backlash for his comments, especially after continuing to embarrass the group by preaching that their act was completely stupid. All-Tough Booby Storm took a different approach to presenting a dance group. They were a fan favorite and earned Simon Cowell's golden buzzer. In addition, making it as a finalist doesn't happen by mistake, and the reasoning for Morgan's criticisms was just to be controversial and draw attention to himself. Along with purposefully playing devil's advocate, Morgan was also an uninspired judge. His critiques or suggestions lacked guidance to help performers improve, making them feel more like personal attacks rather than helpful advice. He would also choose to hit his buzzer early for contestants he found boring or didn't care for. Although Morgan's rude behavior could be viewed very similarly to Cowell's on various talent shows, there are many qualities that Morgan possesses that still make him the worst judge in talent show history. Similarly to Morgan, Cowell was known for his harsh criticisms, pressuring contestants, and being controversial for his own personal gain earlier in his career. However, there are many differences between both judges that suggest Cowell had learned from some of his previous mistakes, when Morgan failed to do so. There's no doubt that Cowell created a hostile reputation for himself on American Idol, but once he became a judge on AGT, he seemed to lighten up. Becoming a father definitely could have been the difference, as he wouldn't want his own child to be treated how he used to treat younger contestants on talent shows. However, Cowell has even gone as far as to be more positive and changed the way he used to judge, being an example of somebody who can evolve, unlike Morgan. Despite audiences having mixed opinions of Cowell's over the years, at the very least he relayed more constructive criticism than someone like Morgan. The longtime judge would often ask contestants to sing a different song he knew would receive a better reaction, or be an acting mentor to golden buzzer acts he believed in. On the other hand, Morgan would often choose to belittle what he was hearing or watching, rather than provide constructive criticism that could help talent in the long run. Most importantly, although both were definitely self-absorbed, Cowell did prove that he cared about the potential of a contestant, where Morgan only considered the potential of his own career. The British journalist was never fired or released from AGT, as he quit to pursue his CNN talk show, Piers Morgan Tonight. Talent shows have never been viewed as anything else rather than a launch pad for Morgan, who would stoop so low as to verbally abuse contestants and play on the vulnerability of others to elevate himself.